When I was a child, I was struck with the force of God. Tell me if this sentence sounds familiar to you. Go outside and grab a Switch. Oh my god, like Nintendo? Incorrect. See, a Switch was any type of stick outside. Something long and swishy. A switch. Bang, bang. To knock your knees loose. To destroy you. To mess up your tushy when you were a kid. Now, it was either that or my dad would just punch me right in the chest. He would just, boom, hit me right in the chest, causing me to have an asthma attack. My ribs have been broken in my life a total of 8 times, and 6 of those times were by my father. Weren't you gonna call Child Protective Services? I didn't know what that was when I was growing up. Didn't mean to just trauma dump on you immediately, but I did want to talk about the fact of gentle parenting and how people are getting sick of gentle parenting.
Hold up. No. Elua. 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 No.
Can I see it? Now. Go hold a hand.
Oh, pero boy. Happy birthday to you.
It's not your birthday, boys. It's Marion's birthday. Oh my gosh.
Get it in there. Get it in there. Sick of your mouth.
Go watch TV. Go watch TV.
Go watch TV! Go!
Please sit down.
Sit the down!
Oh, you can get in the car. Come on.
No, I'm walking.
You walking?
Yeah.
Well, keep walking. Bye. Well, get in this car now.
Are you gonna be good?
Run over.
Nope, you can turn back around. Turn.
Stop.
No.
Have you lost your mind? Get your off that mother.
As you just saw with all those TikToks, people love calling those things discipline. Oh, I'm disciplining my child. This is fun. See, my child is gonna know for a fact of the matter that this is discipline, and when a child messes up, I get to strike him with my grown man strength. Whenever I hear the word discipline, it sounds cleaner than what's actually happening in the situation, which is just you taking your frustrations out of being a parent onto a child because you can't handle the fact that a child is just you. If you are a grown adult, your first instinct when a child frustrates you is to hit them. You probably don't know how parenting works. This sweet innocent child has no idea of how the world works. Has no clue, just doesn't grasp it yet. And you would choose to strike this child just for the love of the game. Kids are not born knowing how to regulate themselves. Give you an example. For instance, when I was a child, I was very cringe. I imagine most of you were very cringe. I was quoting llamas with hats. I was talking about rusty spoons. I just was doing things because other people around me were doing those same things. I was a sponge absorbing the entirety of around me. We have to borrow the ability to regulate ourselves from other people. Let me give you a fun example of this very phenomenon. Why do you think babies cry? Is it because they want to you off? No. Babies cry because that's all they know. They whine, they complain, they moan simply by virtue of that's how they get food. If they don't cry, they would starve. And that's how you know when something is wrong. When a baby is crying, they might be in pain, they might have pooped themselves, they might have peed themselves, and more often than not, they might be hungry. They're looking for some sustenance because they're uncomfortable in a situation that they were forced to be into. Now, fundamentally, nobody actually asks to be born. I'm aware of this, but life is a gift and you have to be present. That's why we call the present a present. And that's why we call the past a past, because I was going for an analogy here, but I completely lost the analogy. I don't know why. I don't script these things, so I'm just kind of spitballing most of the time with edits. That's pretty much what I'm doing with my life. Children watch you solve problems, how you deal with stress, how you respond when someone disappoints you. They are little sponges, much like me, soaking up every reaction you have. If the lesson you teach them is when someone upsets me, I hit them, do not be surprised when they start solving their own conflicts the same way. the behavior you punish them for is often the behavior you yourself molded and modeled. That's exactly what's happening. Weirdest thing to me about the spanking dilemma and them hitting and stuff of that variety is the fact that adults never apply that logic when they start a new job. You know what I mean? When you start a new job, you have no experience, right? Let's do an example, right? You're a McDonald's worker. You are still learning the systems, and you accidentally mess something up on your first week. Instead of your manager putting you over, boom, you're the leg and just start spanking that tushy. They explain what you went wrong, right? They explain what went wrong. They say, okay, you messed up here. Don't want to do that. Don't want to have to put you over my knee and start going crazy on your hindquarters. That'd be crazy. You would quit. You'd probably call the police, honestly. That's probably what your child should do to you. You would think that workplace was insane, because adults understand that people learn best when mistakes are corrected with instructions. Instructions. That's how you learn. Some of you may want your manager to bend you over their knee and spank them. I don't know. Maybe you want that. Maybe that'd be cool. Maybe you're a freak. But for some odd reason, the smallest people right here with the least developed brain that have no credence, no idea how life works, you're expecting them to just understand and learn through fear instead? Are you insane? You must be insane. As a matter of fact, you don't deserve a child. I don't know what's wrong with you. Keep hearing a lot of fun takes about, oh, I've given up on gentle parenting. Psychology has shown for decades that children learn through observation at least as much as they learn through direct instruction. This is one of the core ideas behind social learning theory. Children right here imitate people that they trust. That's what they do. If they constantly watch an adult use physical force to solve frustration, their brain starts firing and filing away all these different neurons inside their brain that a normal child in a normal situation would do the same thing as the adult, because, well, my caretaker's doing this, why can't I do this? You may not even realize the child is copying you. They may not even realize that they're copying you, but that's how mannerisms form. That's because, well, a child is actually half you and hopefully half the person you love, or just half you and a half-drunk nightstand. I don't know yet. It depends. You know, people have kids for a lot of different reasons. I don't know. You decide what you want to do. It's your life. I'm just living in it. Then parents just get shocked and disappointed and say, why isn't my child hitting everybody in school? This doesn't make any sense. We raised him right. We disciplined him so he would never do this. But you disciplined him. How'd you discipline him? Well, we did what everybody else did. We start punching him in the chest for no good reason. We just start breaking his ankles. As a matter of fact, every time he messed up, we just kicked him and punched him like he was a kickball every single time. That's what we did. How could we have raised him wrong? I think nobody wants to be critiqued on their parenting because they're new at it and they don't know what they're doing. And a lot of people grew up with this mindset of, well, I'm a genius and I'm gonna get this right. Nobody knows how to raise their kid better than me, because people think parents know best. That's not true. More often than not, you're probably gonna suck at being a parent. You're gonna make 116 different mistakes because you've never been a parent before, because you don't know what it's like to be a parent. You're allowed to make mistakes, but you have to be willing to accept the fact that you're making these mistakes and that you may be needing a lot of instruction. Fear is a terrible teacher when you are trying to build understanding. Fear narrows attention. Instead of thinking, why was my behavior wrong? A child will begin thinking this exact thing, and I've heard a lot of time. I used to teach at a daycare. How do I avoid getting hurt? Those are completely different lessons. Completely different lessons. You're creating a child that only knows how to survive instead of how to make morality within their own brain. Kids who are often afraid become better liars, not better people. For instance, kid I had in my class back in the day was named Anthony. Oh my God. Back when I worked at a daycare, Anthony sucked. Anthony would lie about the smallest, littlest things. And I would ask him, I say, why are you lying? And he'd look me in the eyes and he'd say, I don't know. And I saw his dad. And I completely understood. His dad had periodontal disease. You don't know what periodontal disease is? When your gums are receding, it looks a bit like this right here. And I ended up looking at his father and seeing the beer belly and the anger and the stained shirt, and he showed up 20 minutes late, which made me stay a little later. I told everybody else they could leave, I'll lock up. And I would sit with this child, and when nobody was around, he was very happy to tell me about all the bad things his dad would do. It was horrifying. I don't know why oftentimes I'll hear a lot of dads say, well, she's 6, she's not gonna remember this. She's 3, she's not gonna remember this. Kids, much like you, I imagine, don't remember how things happen. They often remember how things felt. And I think that's a very important lesson to take away just in life, that more often than not, you're going to remember how things felt more than how they happened and how these things affected you. So when you discipline a child, the behavior might disappear while you're watching, but the reason behind it was never addressed, right? The child never learns to perform compliance and not to internalize values. The obedience that you see with the fear is very superficial. Well, how do you get a child? I bet you won't do it again. They won't do it again. While you're watching is what they won't do. That's what will happen. People also forget, for some reason, that children literally have developing brains. The brains are developing. The parts that are responsible. I'm trying to say words right now. The parts that are responsible for impulse control, emotional regulation, long-term decision making are still under construction. They're learning how to do these things. A lot of people think for some reason that people are born with morality. That's not true. No animal, no mammal, no creature is actively born with morality. That's not true. That never happens. We learn morality throughout the time because morality is a very deeply human concept. But what about elephants that take care of their young? And what about gorillas that help each other out? What about all these other animals that I have this anecdotal evidence for? Thank you, commenter. I'm so happy that you wanted to bring up your anecdotal evidence. I'm so impressed. Thank you so much. That's called empathy, which is different than morality. I don't know if you know words and definitions. I don't know if you know these terms. I don't know if you've read a book once in your life. I don't know if you've ever decided to open up the thesaurus or a dictionary. I don't even know if you know what a dictionary is. I don't know. Maybe you just use Google and use that AI overview that Google gives you each time. I'm not quite sure. But please don't be stupid in my comment section. Your job as the adult is to be the finished nervous system until theirs catches up. That means when they are overwhelmed, you help. One of the difference between when you lose control and when they lose control, well, one of them is supposed to know better, and one of them is you. You know my least favorite phrase is? It was I got hit and I turned out fine. Congratulations, you survived. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud that you survived getting beat, annihilated, tortured by your parents. That's cool. Survival is not evidence that something was beneficial. Many people also carry anxiety around all the time. It's disgusting. It's nasty. They carry this anxiety about themselves, and then they struggle to communicate their emotions. They flinch during conflict and believe love and pain naturally belong together because, oh, there is no greater joy. There's no hate like Christian love. This is great. Sorry to just do a stray at Christianity for some reason. I don't know, that term was just stuck in my mind right now. We should judge the way we grew up by how it helped us become emotionally regulated and clear adults. That's what should happen. That we should be capable of trusting each other and regulating ourselves without fear. Do you know how much trauma I have and how many people I don't trust simply by virtue of me just existing in the way I grew up? I don't trust a soul. I don't trust anybody. I don't trust a single person. I really just don't. The standard should be thriving instead of surviving. Same way you think about wages. You know, I have a livable wage. I have a surviving wage. You need a thriving wage. You need an excelling rage. Rage. Don't be rage. Maybe that's a good way to think about it, right? Maybe you should think about it like money, because maybe you only care about money. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. You know where thriving comes from? Safety, consistency, and the knowledge that you are loved even when you make mistakes. That's where it comes from. Do you know what discipline is? Every single day on this channel for the past year, actually a bit longer than that, I have released 2 single videos every single day. Every single day. The reason I even have my subscriber count is because I release 2 videos. Some people may not even be able to catch up with all the videos I release because I make 2 videos every single day. That's discipline. Discipline shows up all the time when I'm not motivated. You know, right now I'm not even motivated to make this video. I'm just disciplined enough that I gotta make this video. Discipline comes from teaching, consistency, repetition, boundaries, and consequences that actually relate to the behavior. If your child throws a toy, you remove the toy. If they break trust, they help rebuild it, right? That's what you do. If they make a mess, they help clean it. Every consequence becomes another lesson instead of another scar. That sucks. That's what I taught at daycare. I have to teach you adults how to be actual providers instead of just authoritarian figures. Sucks. Well, you just want to be a friend to the child. Incorrect, dummy. I wish to teach them. Teaching just takes longer than hitting, and I know you have a tough job and the economy's bad and all these things are bad, so you decide to have a child when all this stuff's going on because, you know, you're stupid. Teaching requires creativity, patience, self-control. But that is exactly why it is parenting. Anyone can lose their temper, Raising another human being demands much more than that. It demands the willingness to be calm. Calm all the time when you can't. Be kind when you can't. It demands the ability to separate your own frustration from the lesson you are trying to teach. That's what you must do to be a parent. You don't need a child, right? You don't, I don't know why I just start off, you don't need a child. Maybe you do need a child. I don't know. Maybe that's what you really want. You want to have a child. That's the purpose of existence for you, is to have a baby. I'm not quite sure. Children do not need adults with grown man strength towering them to punch them in the face when they make a mistake. You need grown-up emotional maturity. Your child is not your enemy. They're not trying to ruin your day. They're trying to figure out how the world works, using you as their instruction manual. Every conversation, every correction, every moment of frustration is another page they are reading. Make sure the lesson is not that the people who love you are the ones who hurt you when they are angry. Teach them that mistakes are opportunities to learn. The respect is not built through fear. And that real strength is having the power to hurt someone but choosing to teach them instead. Please teach that. Only truly strong people can be kind to me, because it shows what you're choosing to use that strength for. That's what I think. Well, anyways, thanks for checking out my video. Just hope you guys stop hitting your kids. Probably not. I mean, you're probably still gonna hit your kids. Doesn't really matter to me. Beatings. All right, time for some fun life updates. You ready? Let's go. I will be at Youmacon at the end of October. It's in Detroit. It's an anime convention in Detroit. You can look up Youmacon. It's right here. It's on screen. You can see this right here. It's logo. This is how you spell it. Why am I fumbling so many words today? I have two side channels, CROS Plays and CROS Side Thoughts. Play video games on one channel, read Reddit stories on the other one. Those are the two things. I specifically separated the Reddit reading content because I really enjoy reading Reddit stories. It is an infinite content factory, and I love reading them. It's really fun. If you really enjoy me, I got a Patreon at $1 a month. You can just go ahead and help me out there. Keeps these 2 videos coming every single day. It also keeps me alive, which would be great. With that being said, thank you for checking out my content. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and all that jazz. And I'm out. Peace. Bye.
I'm your nigga night, be my loyalties low. Ooh, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. Ooh, I love the ride when you're free.